Hello my dear Taurus, this is your love and spirituality reading for the time between December 16 and December 31st, 2017 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I used the Taurus of the Hidden Realms by Barbara Moore and illustrated by Julia Jeffrey, and I will start shuffling your cards. So I open the deck here and I see a Ten of Swords and a Page of Pentacles. So it feels like someone has violated your core. It's like you are up against an energy that wants to test you. If you still will stand by yourself, even if the highest like resistance. So we see this little Page of Pentacles. Beautifully strong, even though she is like curled up out in nature. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light, and here we see the world. That's connected to the Empress card. So it's some cycle that wants to end. So 10 of Swords, the world, it's something coming to the end with the 10s, and the 21, the world. It's something that is like a final test for you to be able to stand up for yourself. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. And here we have the Lovers as well. So this is mainly in your relationships that you are mirroring yourself in these, and whatever you are, how you are treating yourself on the inside is how other people are going to treat you on the outside. So be mindful when they are just want to make you aware of how you are bullying yourself. Okay. So I call the 6 elements: earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether to join us here today and to give us a clear view reading for my dear Taurus viewers. So I want my dear Taurus to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and to be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So we saw with the cards that came the Chariot, King of Swords, and Death, that you are really supposed to use your own judgmental skills and like ride high in honor and sacrifice anything that isn't kind of approving of you, of your own existence, of you being able to be you yourself. We are supposed to live our lives without throwing any garbage like in another person's road. So no violence, nothing like this. But in other case, we are supposed to be ourselves. Like we don't have to follow social codes and regulations just because people shouldn't think of us as crazy. Because if a person is not following a social code, for example, a social code we have is to not run around naked. Okay, and if you want to follow that social code because you don't want to be seen as insane, it's fine. But really, we should be able to run around naked as long as we don't throw our junk like in someone else's face or try to scare them with being naked. So that's one thing. It's just one example. Like always when you cross social boundaries or social culture rules, you have the risk of coming out as a crazy person. But it's still your right to be that crazy person. Okay. So I will fix your light and I will tune into your reading, but first fix the light. So I think that light is cursed or something because it doesn't want to burn, and when it actually burns, it burns really hasty, so it have already burned down like a lot more than the other candle, and even the matches doesn't want to light it. So wonder what that is saying. Okay, so I'm now tuning into your reading. Okay, my dear Taurus, so this is your future, and this is your now, and this is the past. So the past is probably November and the first half of December 2017, and we have here the Nine of Wands. So it seems like you have gone to the deep roots of yourself and find your strength to protect yourself when you are attacked. Okay, so that's wonderful. It's like you have gone down and integrated your shadow, decided that I am who I am, so take it or leave it. So we're not supposed to be rude towards people. Like if someone says, I feel left out in cold, it feels like you don't love me. Of course we can help them with that. They don't have to feel like that if we genuinely want to. In other case, we need to be authentic and say, you're all up in my face. I can never get like peace and quiet from you. I don't want the same relationship as you do. And we need to be very clear with that. Not breaking people's heart or leading them on like with promises that we can't keep. Okay? So, and here is the now. That's the second part of December, and we see it's a closing cycle with the 21 world, and go figure, it's soon New Year's. So this is, it's like a final test for you, but also like you have graduated from being able to honor yourself. Like the 2017 is ending. It was the year when illusions were supposed to fall, and we were supposed to kind of reveal the truth about things. So it seems like you were honoring that concept, and you were able to learn the things that you were supposed to learn. And here is your future, and it's 8 of Wands, so that's rather amazing. It's Sagittarius energy in Sagittarius in Mercury, so it's very it's like actually what's happening here in December. We have a Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. So with the 8 of Wands and the 7 of Wands here, you're probably going to the true depths of you, starting to, like, this is what you're doing now with the retrograde, and here with the 8 of Wands you will be able to communicate yourself as well, and you know, show the world also who you are, and taking away mistakes, like being more mindful with things, not these white lies, not trying to be nice because you don't want to hurt someone or get into conflict. Like if they ask you, have I done a good job? Is this what you wanted? And it's not what you wanted, and frankly you are not happy at all. You might say, okay, I will. I can't really say, I need to go over this, because of course sometimes it can be like you have expected something and you got something else, but it doesn't have to be bad. So you might go over it, and then you go back to your coworker and said, actually this is not what I wanted. I think you have not put enough work into this, and this is my vision, this is what I want to see. And then you can discuss this thing. It doesn't mean that you will, you know, go off with the victory, but we always need to, you know, explain ourselves or talk from the heart. And sometimes we need to let people down gently. And sometimes we are saying yes to things that we actually do not want to say yes to. And we will regret it later when we have to say no then, and we have led these people on. So, honesty, and not being afraid to be honest and speak from the heart, or from the bottom of your strength, actually, from your boundaries. So here is the past, and we have an Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups also came for Leo and Cancer in different position, and you are the one that has it most like early. Leo had it here, Cancer had it there. So Ace of Cups is new love, new projects, new things coming into you, like new hope. You're doing things in a new way. You are starting to feel joy to live again. Okay, I'm saying again because you have been like a little bit under the weather during this summer, and just trying to regain your strength. And here it seems like you have got some kind of epiphany about what it is that fuses you or enlight your creative happiness. Okay, or your loving happiness. Where do you want to aim your love? It might be that the new love has come in as well. So with you finally showing who you are, it's more easy for your big love to find you. And here we have a Queen of Cups as well. So it might be that some of you have started a new love relationship with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces person. It might also mean that you have aligned with your inner source of emotions. So finally they are able to be, you are able to feel them anyway. I'm not seeing here if you express them just yet, but it seems like you are going to be able to. It's like you have, this is the core of you, and you are able to defend it. Are able to, like, this is who I am, this is what I feel, so I'm not going to change my mind about that. This is me, so I can't change my mind of being me. So it might be like also starting a new project with a water person or someone acting like a water person. Queen of Cups is also your intuition. This is very intuitive, like you're listening to your source, your emotions, your umbilical cord to the divine. You are taking information from there and doing something with that information. And here we have a Two of Swords. So, okay, you have been offered love, you have been offered a situation, or you have offered this to someone, and with Two of Swords it's like it's a choice, but I'm also feeling a little bit like with these social codes that we are sometimes keeping ourselves silent because we don't want a conflict, we don't want someone to be hurt, we don't want to express ourselves because we don't want to cause trouble. So we see this girl here, she's all about trouble. She's not afraid about the truth. And the boy there, he maybe wants to, you know, follow the social codes. And she's like this child from the forest that doesn't. So she's kind of put him an ultimatum to her more expressive side that, well, you are going to start to talk in my business. So your inner child, your inner core of you, your natural self, is going to have your outside person starts saying the truth. It's what's on the stake here. It doesn't have to go in this way. It might be that he refuses also and maybe his head is chopped off. I don't know, but oh, so I think it's a little bit of an inner battle with you, actually. I think this is going on. It's like you have your feelings, you know your feelings exactly. You just don't want to share. You just don't want to say. You still want to be like the courtesy. It's okay to have maybe a white lie of saying that if someone really loves their new handbag and you think it's hideous, you don't have to say it's hideous, okay? You can say, I'm so happy that you find something that you love. You don't have to lie and saying that, oh, I would like to have that purse too, because maybe you will get one for Christmas and then you have to hide it and take it forward every time your friends come by. So that will be a nightmare, yes. So don't be too polite here, but try to also, like when you're starting to practice on this, we being authentic also with the small things. Try to be very nice about it. So try to like think a little bit before you speak. It might be that you have this feeling, but you need to think a little bit before you speak. So when it just comes from the source, and here's the source, and this is the witch kind of interpret the source energy. Maybe she's holding on, or you don't have maybe the king that will, the warrior that will express yourself. So because some of us have kind of expelled our masculine side, we are not supposed to say no, we are not supposed to have boundaries, we are supposed to be yes I can do that, okay, yes, fine, yes, let me help you. It's fine to be like that if you work in a store, but if you are like that in your whole life, you will be a doormat. So some of us have forgotten to have a masculine side, and therefore we can't express ourselves, or we can't put boundaries, and therefore with the Taurus energy being so low this summer might be the reason to why it was like that. If you weren't able to put boundaries, if you have no masculine side, it can be with both male and females like this, that they can't say no. It's like they feel if they say no, it's almost like they're dying because they want to crumble off in a little pile and squirm like a little maggot like this on the floor because they said no. So then we then we have identified the problem. It's not a big one. It's just like practicing on saying no and squinting like this for as long as it needs. It's not worse than that. Okay, so in the now we have the World card, and here we have the Nine of Wands. So the second part of December, where we have this Mercury retrograde, we have a Six of Wands. So your Ace of Cups really wants to express itself. It wants to make itself seen. You want to be loved for the person that you are, and the world wants you as the person that you are. It's like the person that you are will be the one that's riding high in victory. Okay, that is the person that will be accepted. That is a person that will be unconditionally loved. Everything that you have wanted is in that person that can be like authentic with who you are. Because this was who you were made to be, and you have tried to avoid this yourself, the bigger part of your life probably. But here with the Six of Wands, it kind of comes, Six of Wands, it's messages about win-win situation. So you want to help other people. You can still be very helpful, but you don't have to sacrifice, you know, the left arm to do it. And here really central we have the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups, it seems many of you will be dealing with a water sign person, but mostly I think this is the unconditional love that you hold for everyone. And also you want to, maybe you have had your your dignity and self-respect in this matter, like being everything for everyone, being the nice person, the one that's helpful, the one that's fix things, that one that can solve other people's problems, the one that's always there. Maybe you have gotten your self-worth from this, from being this person that is always there for everyone else. So then it's very hard to let go, and of course you are going to crawl like the maggot around when you have your whole self being like invested here. So this is one part of the spiritual journey where we kind of lay off our worldly titles. We don't have to be anything. We don't have to have any titles. We can still be alive. We are still worthy. So try to think what that means. It means that a CEO or a king isn't more worth than a beggar in the street of the corner, like in the corner of the street. Sorry. So you have put a lot in your outer self. Like your outer self is, you want to be seen as a person that's very loving and unconditional with the love, and probably very nice and like empathic, things like this. And it has cost you with what we have seen before. Okay, and the next card, Ten of Wands. So 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands. It's mine. You're allowed to keep your energy for you. 10 of Wands is traditionally like a person taking a lot of responsibility until they have burnt the candle in both ends. I think maybe I'm more reluctant to say that this little entity is the person that maybe wants to go out and play, and you have told them no. You need to be like very well behaved. You need to do what you're told. You need to help these people. You're not allowed to go out and play. You see on this person, he's not going to listen to you. He wants you to love him. He wants you to adore him and love him, no matter what he does. But he's not going to listen to you. If you say, no, we need to do this, we need to be well behaved, we need to do this task, we need to look like this, we need to act nicely. He's just going to, you know, silently step away from the picture. And when you don't see him anymore, he will be out running in the woods. Playing, you know, doing things that Taurus thinks is making life worth living. So it's like you have a little, I'm almost seeing him as a red head and with a little, like a little bow and a little arrow, running around in the woods, climbing trees, shooting at things without these arrow being dangerous in any way. It's like this child play. It's like you have forgotten to play, Taurus. You always just try to be good. It's like you think that God is watching you, and if you take the wrong step, you will be condemned to hell forever. That's another part of the squinting, like with the maggot. But I think this is your salvation, you know, just and then you're out and playing, you know, leaving all the things that you did before, just to be loved, just to be appreciated, just to have this title of being the Holy Mother, or the the saint, the martyr that always does those things for people so they can always feel well taken care of. It's like a motherly energy that you have, Taurus, but also mothers needs to have time to play and to do fun things. So I think it's time to waken up this. 10 wands, it's almost like a forest fire, but here it's more like, you know, the hero's road. It's your soul's expression. You have held back your soul's expression because you wanted to act accordingly with social rules and regulations, because you wanted to be loved. So you said, oh, if we run around in the woods having fun, we won't be loved and respected. No one will be like wanting to be with us if we don't do our fair share, if we don't work our chores, if we don't do this and this and that and that and that. So we are going to die. We are going to starve if you are running around in the woods doing happy things. We are going to lose the house. So this is the reality of you, Taurus, that you live in a world of scarcity. Like you think that there's not enough to go around, and that it will end in some way. I don't know what's happened to you, because Taurus is usually about riches, but I think you have, as I said before, gave away a lot of poverty promises, because wealth was your superpower, and now it's almost a little bit dirty, like you're not supposed to be wealthy. So you need to, I think you need to connect with your feelings again and your happiness, like your soul, and then be whatever comes out of that, totally natural. And maybe it's wealthy, maybe it's just running around in the woods having fun. It doesn't matter, as long as you live the life that makes you happy, that makes you content, and not draining your energy and leaving you as a living dead, like a ghost, because you don't have any energy. You have given it all away and you didn't restore it. Here, this entity wants to restore it. You see this? It's like, oh. So, but of course, a lot of you, of your self-value is invested in this. So that's why he's not allowed to play. Okay, so this is your future. And here in your future, you have another 10. It's the 10 of Pentacles. We had the 10 of Swords in the beginning with this little page of Pentacles. So 10 of Pentacles is this your natural state, like abundance, riches is a place of value, and it's houses, and this is like spiritual work. It's something going on with your foundation. We are going to go into Capricorn eventually here, and that is going to deal a lot with our foundation. Capricorn can be very serious. Half of the Capricorn is very serious. The other half is like doing the escape maneuver. So, and no one of them is really wrong. It's just like it's too much polarity on either side. So, 10 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, 6 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. You want to live, you want to be safe. That's very important for you to be safe. To have the money in the bank and everything calculated, everything organized, so you can feel safe. It might also that you're trying to behave in a certain way so people will make you feel safe. Like they will stay with you because you're so nice. You're doing all those things. So they stay with you and they make you feel safe. So you need to look at that. Maybe you can make yourself feel safe. Maybe you can love yourself. Maybe it doesn't matter what other people do. Like if they don't let you play, if they don't let you be happy, if you are a working slave, and maybe you are better off without them. So 10, 10, 10. You have had all the 10s. I forgot this 10 before. 10s, it's like the situation has really grown to its full potential, and now it's time for you to do something else, I guess. I think everything that you built your life on before, like values that you built your life on, they are changing. You are going to have other values, and those values is going to be more accordingly with your soul. I think this is very good. Okay. And here we have the Three of Swords. It comes from this Queen of Cups, 10 of Cups kind of thing. So broken heart together with unconditional love. And here we have the Eight of Wands, communication. So it's like you're risking like your current situation or your current stable situation for the sake of your heart, for the sake of healing your heart, for the sake of healing your inside, and giving dignity back to the empath, because the empath isn't a doormat. It's something else. It's someone that's connected with the divine, and they know what's right and wrong. Doesn't mean that you are supposed to be everything for everyone. They need to be things for themselves, and you need to learn. You need to start healing. You need to start to heal that broken heart. It's some kind of unworthiness, like I think something traumatic has been happening to you, Taurus, as a group, that has made you like this. Like you are loyal and bowing your head a little bit, like, excuse me for existing. If I do all this for you, am I allowed to exist then? If I turn myself inside out, if I lay myself flat, or am I allowed to be here then? Are you going to let me be with you then, like being left here together with you? It's like you're afraid of being tossed out in the street or something. So, yes, healing the broken heart. I think if you stop doing what you have been doing and like being everything for everyone, you will feel the maggot squealing, and this is the thing, and this is the doorway. Okay, so go through with the maggot squealing. Do the happy things anyway, and feel how it feels. Like say no to the dishes. I did cook the meal. Now I'm going to go and paint a painting, or I'm going to run and go out in the forest and run, or I'm going to meditate, or I'm going to go out with my friends, whatever. And you are going to feel the like the dangerous feeling, the alarm is going off, and this is the doorway. Go through that doorway, just feel it, but still do the happy things. Escape from the scenes. This will heal you. This will make you become you again, instead of being someone that's bowing their head and saying, I'm sorry for existing. Okay. I'm humming a lot. It's because I wasn't expecting this message. So it's, but it's not from me anyway, so I just go with it here. Here we have a Six of Pentacles. So you have something beautiful that's starting. Something that can be like, where you can be at the same level as, you know, where there can be cooperation. You don't have to be the one grocery shopping for the meal, doing the meal, cleaning up after the meal, dishing after the meal. Now you can be following your heart's desire and do something happy. You know, cooperation. Maybe you and the family can do the dinner and the dishes together, and then everyone is free to do whatever they want. And I think it might be a new start, new project. It's 1 and 10. It's like Alpha and Omega. So it's something that's already there, but it's also starting new. So it might be a refreshment in a relationship. Maybe you are starting a new endeavor, a new creative project where you are going to require equalness. like it's not going to be like it was before, when you put your nose down in the in the carpet and just let people step all over you. It's not going to happen. This time you're going to communicate yourself, and sometimes it's going to be trouble and conflict, but you are going to go through those conflicts because of the Eight of Wands. You are going to be able to express yourself in a way so other people understand, like, okay, I see that you have done this beautiful work and I love it, but it's still this that we haven't vacuumed the floor. So can we do this together? Can we vacuum the floor? Not criticizing people, but really still saying what it is that you want, not just holding, it's like this, holding back between, it's like you're clenching with your teeth so the words won't come out, and you're saying something that make another person sad. Of course, they might be sad, but if you always tell them that, yes, the house is really nicely cleaned, here you get your money to your son or, teenage daughter or whatever, and and really it wasn't nicely done, so they won't ever learn. So you don't have to have, being like a perfectionist. It needs to be like no dust at all. But if you see that they obviously haven't even taken out the vacuum cleaner, you might need to say, okay, and this is going to make you more respectable, like a person that they listen to, and they can't fool you, because they think that they fool you. They think that they can, just tell you that they did the thing and they never did it because you're so nice. So, and they mistakes this niceness for foolishness. They think that you're a little bit stupid, but you're not. You're just empathic. You're just really nice. You just try to be very nice towards people. And I'm taking household chores here because it's such an easy example, but you can apply this on work, love relationships, siblings, families, whatever it is. Apply it. Like, people needs to do, you see, this is perfect combination of cooperation. She is pulling down the fruit, she is holding up the basket. No one is doing more than the other. Everyone is helping. No one is over-functioning, making the other one like lying on the ground with no muscles because they haven't had to do anything. So they are like this maggot, but without the squinting, because you have done everything for them. Because if you didn't, you start to feel like this. So it's like over-functioning, so you prevent other people from functioning at all. You're preventing them from becoming their own individuals, pampering them, doing things for them, so they don't have the ability to do it for themselves. Okay, so this is going to give, of course, people a feeling of being unconditionally loved, but this is also about you. Like, you need to be able to feel love too. It's not about just giving. Yes, the person will maybe be spoiled, but they will feel like loved for real. They will take you for granted, but they will feel safe. So you are right about that. But you don't feel really safe, and you don't feel really loved. And it needs to be equality. And also these people needs to grow up. Even if they are 60 years old or 80 years old or just 6 years old, it's like you need to give them some responsibility. Okay, I think this is from your childhood, being like really well raised. It has caused you some kind of trauma, it's like you wish that these people would have loved you in the way that you now love people. So that might be one explanation for why you're over-functioning so much, because you don't want to be like them, and it's like you love them still, and it's like you wish them to come back and give you the love that they didn't. So maybe you're trying to be as good as they wanted you to be, so they would love you. And it's probably your parent. It might be past lovers as well. Might be also past love, past life situations. It's memories that you carry around and you try to live up to them. I had a mother that was very keen on cleaning. It was this kind of time when people were cleaning a lot, like everything was totally spotless. And I refused to do this. I refused to like use many hours of the day to clean and clean and clean. So I thought that I was free of that, and I would never be like this, and I would never imply it on my children, and nothing like that. And then one day, like, I had my own like stable with a lot of horses for 10 years or so, and I noticed like it was spotless in there, and I was like really outrageous if anyone was putting like horse food on the floor, or drawing out straw or something, or putting the headgear for the horse in the wrong place. And like the girls that help me in these days, they come back now and they say, well, I really learned order from you. I know now that's going to be order in stables. And I thought like, oh God, I'm just like my mother. So I still tried to be making her happy. I just did revolution at home, not but it came out somewhere else. And I think this is like something similar that's going on for you, and you might not even see it, but you're doing it. You're trying to be loved by someone from the past, and so you're jumping through hoops to make them love you. And they might be, you know, gone. My mom is still alive, but people are doing this for people that are like long gone, and they are still jumping through the hoops, instead of kind of just that was a very shallow breath. But if you take a deep breath and just, okay, I'm me now. I don't have to make this person happy anymore. I can love myself. Okay. So I will also take a card for you from the Vibrational Energy Oracle cards by Debbie A. Anderson to see what's going on with you. Spiral coil. Oh, what a beautiful card you got. I don't think anyone have had this before. So we'll see what it says. Spiral. Smell the roses. There it is. Oh. So I read this card because I love the texts. Are you wound up so tightly that you could snap at any moment? Or are you springy and flexible, moving in harmony with Mother Earth? If you are not adaptable, you will break. Now is the time to unwind, release, and reset the spiral coil that holds you together. Be in balance with the vibration of gentle and flexible movement. So, really time to become your natural self, and not trying to be in restrain or in some kind of anticipation for something that you need to do. Something that you need to do to be accepted and loved. So the divine loves you for who you are, and they really tried their best, you know. They planted you as you were, like who you really were. You came here from the divine, who you really were, and then you have tried to be something else. They could have been like insulted by that. But I don't think they are. They're just thinking, oh, relax, sweet little person. You're perfect the way you are. Okay. So, my dear Taurus, I hope this reading was helpful, and I want to welcome you back to my January reading that will come in the beginning of December. Really, a whole year has gone by, and now we are standing in front of 2018. I hope this will be a great year for us all. Okay, so take really good care, and bye-bye.